Hello, my darlings. Howdy, howdy. Hi, Ian. Good to see you. Penny D. Penny D, it was 3 degrees when I woke up this morning. 3. All 3 of them. 3 degrees. So we got Barney in the house. Barney. Fairway, good to see you. So listen, guys, what we're going to be doing in this one tonight, we're going to be talking about Harry in court. And I did open up for Hipsy questions. So if you guys do have your own personal questions, you can drop them. I was going to drink a cycling frog while I was on here, which is a CBD THC beverage, but I'm not going to drink it. I'm going to stick with ginger ale. Dave Murphy was the devil on my shoulder tonight. It's like, do it. So one of these days we'll do a Blazy Tarot for you guys. Another random YouTuber. Oh, she didn't see that coming. Hi, Cindy Dogwood. Hello, Donna Rigby. Thank you for becoming a new member. So Donna, let me unpack for you what your new membership entails. Once a month, I have a live where I give away a free reading with me. You get early access to all of my videos, and there's a permanent discount on my community page. You guys can link for private readings on there. There's permanent discount for you. But right now, I just dropped a video about Brooklyn Beckham, and it's a 4-parter. We're going to cover Nicola Peltz in the second one, David Beckham in the third one, and Victoria Beckham in the last one. If you are a member, you get access to all of them. So Kelly, you got a gifted membership too. Good for you, Kelly. You can go over and watch those videos in advance, chat away, drop your questions in there. If you have questions, put them all in capital letters so that I see them. So, all right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Harry. I'm going to give you the skinny on what is going on. So, for those of you that don't know what's going on in the trial, Prince Harry and 6 other high-profile individuals are taking the Associated Newspapers Limited (ANL) to court. This is the company that's behind the Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, Mail Online, taking them to court for breach of privacy. Essentially, they are suggesting or affirming, depending on how this case goes, that there was voicemail interception, phone tapping, bugging on private communication devices, hiring of private investigators to obtain personal data, and the practices Harry and the other individuals, including Elton John, Sadie Frost, David Furnish, are saying that this was to generate stories about them. So certainly none of us would like somebody tapping into our voicemails or anything like that. My voicemail is always full. So the last time I cleared out my voicemail was maybe 3 years ago, and there was actually a confirmation on there for the sonogram, the 5-month sonogram for my daughter. My daughter is almost 21. So I don't clean out my voicemail very much. I actually have on my voicemail, please don't leave a message here because I'm not going to listen to it. So I will do personal readings. If you guys want personal readings, like I said, there's a Hipsy link in there. Hipsy is going to be dropping some comments into the chat. And if you want, you can go up to the pinned comment or the link that I dropped in there. So the lawsuit contends around 50 articles were based on information that was illegally obtained, or they used unethical methods to obtain the information. Key players in the case: Prince Harry, the Duke of Wales. Somebody thought I meant Wales, like Wales, England. I did not. Wales, Wales. So he's the lead claimant. He's giving evidence personally in court. And he argues that years of invasive reporting have caused him severe emotional distress. He actually broke down in tears on the stand today. And he claims that this has done irreparable harm to his life and to Meghan Markle's life. He also, remember, he's the slayer of dragons. He thinks that this is his life's work and that he is fulfilling the wishes of his mom. And with that, I dropped a card, and it is the Five of Swords. Oh, the Five of Swords, guys. Sorry about that. Yes. So Five of Swords. So this is just an ongoing battle for him. So he's joined by the list of individuals: Sir Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, Sadie Frost, Doreen Lawrence, Sir Simon Hughes, David Furnish, David Sherborne, who like he just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, is representing Harry and the others. The defense lawyer, the lawyer for the ANL, is for ANL, not the NANL, is Anthony White. And he and Harry kind of got into it a little bit today. Oh, good question, Susan. Very good question. I like that. Yeah, he does think the First Amendment is bonkers. So Harry's testimony today, and Mark Dolan was having a hard time with his camera outside of High Grade Manatee. I'm glad you made it to alive. So Mark Dolan was struggling with his camera, but Mark Dolan had some pretty good coverage outside. And my close and personal friend Trevor Colt actually went down to the Royal Court today. I've got to find out how that went for him a little bit later on. I have been a busy bee working today. So one of the things that I almost called him Mark Antony. Anthony White's suggested. Oh, he didn't get in. Oh, that's a bummer. Mark Antony. Let me get his name again. Anthony White. Help me out, guys. I got to write it down. Let me write it down before my ADH. Stop. You're going to make me say Anthony White. Okay, so Anthony White suggested that Harry's friends were leaking the information about him. And Harry didn't take that very well. He was pretty emotional about it. He said, absolutely not, absolutely not. So let's see what we got with that. He described being under 24-hour surveillance by some journalists and voiced that his experiences contributed to distress and distrust. I'm going to pull up that card. You guys, if you haven't hit that like button, go give it a smash. Smash it. Smash it. Smash it. So, how tight was Harry's personal circle of friends? How tight? Oh, Cindy, thank you. Oh, that's you. Hi, Cindy. I see you over there. I appreciate that. Hang on one second. I just want to see how tight Harry's circle of friends is. And then we're going to see how Cindy's circle of friends are. No, I'm kidding. How tight was his circle of friends? That's actually pretty tight. If there were there leaks coming through? There were leaks coming through. So, all right, Harry. Oh, let me switch this up, kids. Let me make that a little bit better for you. There we go. People on the vert. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. So, Harry had a tight circle until he didn't. So, if he got into it or got snippy or snotty or snooty with a friend, they would leak information about him. There's a bit of retribution that would go on here. But they were friends that he was cutting out. So if they knew that they were cut out and they were going to be out of the circle, they were gone. Those kinds of individuals are the ones, hang on just a second, Ian. Those were the ones that would go and leak information. So let's do this. I'm going to answer Cindy's question real quick. Cindy, thank you so much. I wasn't going to broadcast it, but I actually have a goal that I need to reach on Hipsy before the end of the night. It's just about $50, I think. I think it was just about like $48 or something like that. So every dollar counts tonight, guys. So if you donate on Hipsy. I'm trying to climb up a ladder here. Appreciate it. So, and supers are always welcome. So, Cindy, what is facing you? Let's actually, Cindy, I want to use a different deck for you. Hang on, because that is all tuned up. We just passed that glorious new moon, so why not do a little moonology from a friend, Cindy? That is my Shelly in there. Shelly, you want to come up? I'll send you a link, boo boo. I heard your your babies are sick too. All right. So, Miss Cindy, what is coming up on you? Full moon in Pisces, full moon in Aquarius, and a super moon. Super moon. So, firstly, balance spirituality and practicality. And this is something that I really try to do on my channel a great deal. I don't fall in with the really super woo woo people. There's a big publishing house that I actually tried to get a job with. And I psychically think that they went and they looked at my YouTube and they saw me taking the piss out of some celebrities. And I think they were like, nah, she's not one of us. So I am not sugar and spice and everything nice. I'm really not. You can't walk around the world in a bubble, and you can't walk around thinking that everything is hunky dory and just I'm going to manifest everything great. There's sometimes some people that will step into your experience that are going to disrupt it. They're purposely put there to disrupt us. So balancing your spirituality and practicality is kind of like, not turning the other cheek. This is standing your ground and being strong in your moment. So we can be spiritual. We still have to live with feet on the ground. Show the world the real you. This, I think, Abo Lynn, good to see you. You did catch a live. Showing the world the real you, I think, is very much in tune with Cindy's channel. If somebody can drop Cindy's link, that would be great. Because this is what you're doing. And I suggest you go back and look at some of my first videos. They're terrible. My my blocking is terrible. My mic is terrible. Like that was like the biggest complaint. Everybody would say my mic was terrible. There is, like, Samantha even said it on somebody's channel, that she was always afraid to get up on a panel and start talking. But Samantha's very engaging. She's very fun. She's very cool. You don't have to put a character on. You don't have to. Oh, thank you, Peter Pan 61. Thank you so much. I moved from one side of the room to the other and put the bookshelf up. So you don't have to put on like a personality. People are going to like you for the personality that you have. Thanks, Zeph. Thanks for dropping that. People are going to come and see you for what you do, and they're going to embrace that content, or they're not. They're going to go on to another channel, which is totally fine. You see the ups and downs of numbers. I just saw subscriber growth last week, and now I'm seeing it plummet again. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. I got to get my butt in gear and start doing more content. So, showing the world the real you, that authentic real you, will bring similar characters. And I always tell people, create the avatar. The ideal customer, the ideal viewer, the ideal partner, whatever it is, create the avatar of that. Really design the snot out of it. And oh, Sally, I love that. I am the hardest working psychic on YouTube. I try. You can't be inauthentic. I get it. Okay. Yes. I thought you said I can't be authentic. I was like, yes, you can. So showing the world the real you, and I think that you have shown a lot of vulnerability on your channel, which is fantastic. You're gonna find that emotions will run high as a result of that. And there are all these like what I call yearbook moments when you go through a process like this, like onboarding for a new job, or creating a new YouTube channel, some of those things. There are moments where like everybody rallies around you, and then there's moments where you're just like, oh, I'm the worst. Like I had a moment last week and I was like, I'm just gonna give up my channel. Like this is really dumb. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Nobody's watching, people are unsubscribing. Wow, what am I doing here? And you can't really do that. This is the card that I pulled this week when I was doing that. I was called here on a mission. That's from my Kyle Gray Raise Your Vibration deck. And that, I was like, you know what? I do make people happy. I do make people feel better. I do change the effects of the course of people's lives. So, keep doing it. If I'm touching 8,000 lives, that's enough. That's enough. I don't have to be greedy about it. Would I like more? Sure. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to expand more. I can, help and help in the micro. So I think you will be doing that too, Cindy. I think you will be doing that in spades. I think your channel's going to be great. Please keep me advised when you do the sourdough starter, because I got to follow along with that and make sure that I get my sourdough starter back online. So, Samantha, I am feeling fine. It is my son that is not feeling fine. My son, and I pointed at the ceiling. I didn't flip him off, just so you guys know. That was me pointing up because he's upstairs. He has an upper respiratory infection. He popped a fever the other day. He was going to go back to school today, but he popped a fever in the middle of the night and kept him home one more day. So I think he's feeling better. He wanted a sandwich earlier, so got him a sandwich. Got him and Greg breakfast sandwiches from Wawa. If you're in New Jersey, you know what Wawa is, and it has the best coffee, better than Dunkin' Donuts. So life is good over here. So I've got a half sandwich for myself later. Hopefully I'm not going to catch this cold. So, all right. So Harry, he described being under 24-hour surveillance. Was he really? Is he being hyperbolic? It sounds hyperbolic. Was he really? Was the world's press riveted on Harry? No, not at all. The anxiety, and this is him, the anxiety is his own. It's manufactured. He would take a small incident and apply it to the rest of the day. And as someone who has anxiety, this is very simple to do. You can have a fright, or, be alarmed about something, and it'll carry with you into the future. So how is Harry feeling right now? We did see that he broke down on the stand. How is he feeling right now? Is he feeling anxious? Does he feel relieved? Was this a good therapy session? How's he feeling right now? I think he feels really good about what he got done. And I'm going to pop up a question here. So, did Megan teach him how to cry on demand? I think he already knew how to do that. I think the frustration level is so high with this one's wife. I think the frustration level is so high that he can't help but be upset. We're going to go up. We are going to utilize this stand-up desk. I've been sitting for a while, guys. I have been sitting down for quite some time. So let's stand it up. Stand it up. Oh, this is great. So I don't think that Megan taught him how to cry on demand. I think he already knew how to do it, and he's utilizing that. I think he is capable of manipulating situations to his benefit. Do we know how much he is asking in damages? Let me see. Whoop. Let me see. How much is that doggy in the window? All right. My system is taking a little bit slower to pull that up. So, Lynn, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the energy. What are the chances he's going to win right now? That's what we're looking at. All right. So it's the groundwork that is laid right now. Is he prepped for a win, for a fail, for a loss? What is he looking at? Ooh. I think there's going to be dissension in the ranks. This is what I think is going to happen. So, again, very few things in life are fated, run out on rails, and this is what we're getting no matter what. Free will can change this. If they change their tactic, it could change this outcome. So, Grace, I got you. Hang on. I got your question. So, if they were to decide the course today, I think the other players and council would say, we got to let this go. We got to step away from this. I don't think they have enough evidence. I really don't. I mean, the last time, if you guys remember, Harry said, well, that's what we're here for. He didn't have any evidence. He didn't have his ducks in a row. He didn't have what he needed. There was no there. So sorry, guys, I had to get my fidget board. So those of you who don't have ADHD, fidget board, this is what we have to do when we have ADHD. And we do lives with you lovely people. So I think if they were to give everyone an option today, most of the players would walk away and say, we're not going to do this anymore. There's too much risk, not enough reward. So I do think, and that's what we see here, breaking apart. The players are going to break apart because they see too much. There's no way that Harry could have walked up and said, every single one of my friends is solid, because I have shady friends. You guys have shady friends. Like, some of us have shady friends. I'm that friend that, like, if you put too many drinks in me, I'm calling your girlfriend your ex-wife's name. Like, some of us have like friends that are accidentally shady. So I think that they would walk away from this. This case right now is running over that same old ground. Have you found what you're looking for? No. So very unfortunate in that situation. So let me go back to Ian's question. So there's no figure that is specified yet for what him and the other claimants are seeking as damages. The legal costs are estimated in the tens of millions of pounds. Some are reporting between 38 and 39 million combined legal costs and projected expenses leading to the trial. People magazine article noted the trial is expected to cost over 50 million, I'm assuming American dollars, but that is the trial cost, not the amount that Harry is asking in damages. Other cases have been settled for, in Harry's case, a $10 million settlement with one other publisher. So the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday, they haven't said anything. English civil lawsuits often list the basis for damages, which is loss, distress, breach of privacy, without publishing a lump sum figure until the judgment or settlement. So it really is kind of a solve for X kind of thing. The media so far is covering the scope of unlawful behavior and the high cost rather than the precise monetary demand. So it's kind of this nebulous how much it's going to cost. See if there's anything else in here. There you go. That's about it. That's about it, kids. So not for the live. We're just going to keep going on this. What else did we get? What else did we get? So it's an unspecified amount of damages. I'm going to bring up the card view. Let me see if he is a man baby, Grace. Oh, is he a man baby? The lawyers are going to get most of it. I agree. None of his ducks are in a row, and one of them is a pigeon. Samantha, you are very, very astute. Humanaki, we're going to look at that. And we're going to talk about his hair. Is Harold a threat? Let's see. Who is going to lose more money? Who's going to be damaged by this trial more? Good question, Abo Lynn. The end of it, who will lose more? Harry or Elton? So that, well, I don't know who that was. Let me shuffle again. Harry. Uncle Elton. So that's Harry, guys. This is Uncle Elton. For those of you on the vert. Oof. Harry's on the balls of his ass. He's on the balls of his ass. Elton's put out a pretty penny too, though. But if I had to say, if I had to say that it was worse, we always go with the trump cards, and we've got a judgment card here. We've got major arcana. So I think that Elton John probably has more that he's lost. He's probably loaned Harry the money. Who can afford it more? Harry, Elton, Uncle Elton. Elton John's fine. He's fought battles like this before. Harry, not so much. Not so much. He's got itty bitty pockets. He's got itty bitty pockets. Those pockets are very tiny, very small. SMall, small. Yeah, Harry needs a wig at this point, Sam. He needs a wig. That hair is something else. So did Harry manipulate his mom? I think this is a fair question. Yeah, he was a tantrumer. Look at that. He was a tantrumer. And I think he withheld affection from her. I think if he got mad at her, he was like, I'm not going to like you anymore. You're not going to be my mommy. My mummy, my mummy. I think he did that. I think he was very bratty about it. And I do think that that is one of the things that catches him up now. Hang on, mostly sunny side up. I got your question. I see it. It's in the list. So I think that's something that he feels guilty about now. And that's why when Megan kind of does that to him, he races there because God forbid something happens. And then you don't say, Karen! Karen is the captain of the replay team. She's here for an live action tarot reading. So I am so glad that you're here, Karen. Replay captain, Karen. So I think that it's one of the scars that makes it very hard for Harry to deal with someone who is giving him the cold shoulder or playing coy. So yes, I do think he manipulated his mom, and I think it's now a sore spot with him. So how is Harry's financial situation right now? Dave, if you have to go to your meeting, just go. We'll be here. Come on back. Unless you want to drop him in the live. So I'm in a live meeting right now. So, all right. How is Harry's financial situation right now? How is it right now? Itty bitty pockets. There's that itty bitty guy. Itty bitty pockets. But he's not happy about it. He is aware of their expenditures. Look at this. This is like the clearest reading I've ever done in my whole life on YouTube. Mr. Mischief, indeed, Miss Mustard. I did hear about Mr. Mischief. So apparently that was an ID that he had on Facebook. Indeed, Dave, leave us your phone number. Dave, just come back when you're done. We'll be here. Don't worry. Work is more important, dude. Oh, that is so funny, Elaine. So this is one of the clearest readings I've ever done on YouTube. So here, this is behavior in his past. This is suitcase position. Really feeling the pinch of those three swords, really feeling the pinch. Note, there's not a lot of pentacles here. We've got this itty bitty pentacle in the middle. I'm going to switch my otter spirit sensual energy bracelet pack. If you didn't see the video today, I dropped it. They sent me these over as my Valentine's surprise. So I don't know why that's going off, but we've got the itty bitty pockets here. In the moment, he's not happy about the financial state, but oh, I got you there, Grace. I got that question. Up here, he's trying to make things work, and he is learning from his mistakes and trimming the fat as needed. So, can he afford this court case? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He cannot afford to slay this dragon. What is he doing about this financial situation? What is he doing about this financial situation? He is cutting the fat and ending a lot of expenditures. So they can't even afford a brush for that child. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will they lose their house in Montecito? I don't think so. I think that they're working on keeping it. I do think if they own that house, and I did a remote view on that house at one point, there wasn't a lot of stuff in it. There wasn't a lot of personality in it. And I couldn't figure out if it was because they couldn't afford furniture or if Megan thought that aesthetic was like really clean and really cool, and we'll add to it later. We're gonna live here forever. It's all beige. Yeah, it's all beige. I don't think the whole thing is beige, but there is like some terraces, but it is a really technologically advanced house, because not the Russian guy, but the guy who built it, the guy who lived there before, was a tech mogul. And there's some pretty cool tech in the house. Like there's like some kind of wiring in the walls or something that makes things makes it quieter or something like that. I'm not sure. But the house is pretty high tech. So I'm going to pull that down. Let's see if we get another one in here. So, all right, let's do some what if. What if we got 121 people in here?
What?
121. Oh, 122. Gregopedia is jumping in. Gregopedia is jumping in. This looks like maybe I should be doing my lives at night. What do you guys think? Should I be doing lives at night? I hate leaving the English people out of this. Poor Becky's sleeping. Samantha's in there.
Yeah, but Samantha doesn't sleep.
Samantha doesn't sleep. Samantha doesn't sleep. She's the eyes and ears. Huh? She's what?
Citibank? No. Citibank is the city that never sleeps. Never mind.
New York is the city that never sleeps. Greg doesn't know what he's talking about. So, what if Harry loses this case? What is going to happen to his relationship with his father? Ooh. This, yet again, another really clear reading. You don't have to be psychic to read these cards. So I think that the relationship transforms. I do think that King Charles would anticipate that such a major public humiliation and misjudgment on his son's part would result in some self-reflection and personal reassessment into the endeavors that one gets involved in. He's going to hope that. I don't know if that is a fruitless endeavor. I do think that he would still extend himself personally, but would he allow Harry back into the family? I don't think so. I don't think so. And this has changed for King Charles. For those of you on the vert, I got the Magician in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. I think a new bespoke approach, is something that would need to be done with Harry. And I don't think that they would want him to be on the main island. I think they would want to move him off someplace else. I do think that he did do it himself, Karen. Absolutely. Hi, Penny. We got all the pennies in here. Pennies are in here. Penny D, Penny J. We got all of them. I do think that they would put him someplace colder and more watery. So I think an island, off the coast of Britain is where he would wind up. And That is the opposite. The weather would be the opposite of probably in the North Sea someplace. The weather is the opposite of what the weather is in California. I don't think they're going to put him in Botswana. I think they're going to put him in a cold area. I think that it's not Greenland. I don't think Greenland. I feel like it's a very small island, a manageable island. It's almost like they would put him someplace where he could be king of the watery island. Antarctica, exactly. So yeah, I do think that this public flexing of his royal privilege is something that they will put the kibosh on. They're going to try and put the kibosh on it. Make him king of his own complications. King of his own complications. They want to put him in a place where he has the least amount of people to bother him. So, Jeannie, who's bothering you today? So, Marge Sweetwater.
Tristan da Cunha.
Who?
Tristan da Cunha is the island he should go to.
Tristan Catunia?
Yes, it is the smallest, most remote island that the British have in their territory.
Where is it?
It is literally in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's like between like Argentina and like South Africa.
What's the weather like?
It's mostly temperate.
Oh, it's temperate?
Yeah.
I feel like he's someplace colder. I feel like, and again, remember, free will. We always can move off this, but I think this would be a bespoke plan for him to stick him there. Very, very unfortunate and a not so great place. Let's talk about his hair. You guys want to talk about his hair? Did you see his hair?
Well, I know he's been losing his hair for a very long time.
I'm gonna, if you guys didn't see it.
Do the old comb over?
Oh, no, you'll see it in a second, Greggy. That is what Harry looked like in court. That is what they did him dirty. I don't think they did him dirty, actually. I think they got him pretty spot on. So let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Did they get the essence of him, or what do you think? The bum fluff on his head. It is certainly the bum fluff on his head. I do think that they were generous. Greg, what do you think, Greg? Because you're a composite artist. Gregory does that. Gregory is a composite artist for art.
They're not supposed to have their exact likeness, so they have to change a few proportions.
What did they have to change? What do you think they changed on this?
They have to make it like 2%, 2 or 3%, so that like if their image is copyrighted.
Okay.
They can't reproduce it.
His nose looks stupid. Dragonfly.
They made his head a bit flat.
Okay.
They got his essence, but they didn't. He's not exactly the way he should. Whoever the artist was actually did a pretty good job with it.
Really? So Gregory, so it does look like Megan's nose, Zephyr. Gregory, in his professional capacity, says that they did a good job on this, that this is exactly what a composite artist is supposed to do.
That's not composite art.
Oh, what is this? Courtroom art. Oh,
and what
sorry.
you have to understand is they're not allowed to go from a picture, so they have to do it kind of discreetly.
Okay. All right.
They're like, and they have to take like a lot of licenses because they can't, the person's not sitting still.
Ah.
So they have to just kind of take the amalgamation of all the images that they can make.
Ah, I see.
It's a little bit different. It's not very easy to do.
So mods, my buddy Rob Fuzesi is here. Rob and I grew up together. Drop his link. He's got a wildly successful channel. Wildly. Rob, you got to subscribe to my friend Denise Burnside. She's in the chat too. Denise got like 12,000 subs overnight. She's got a ridiculous amount of subs. She went bananas. She got 4.8 million views on one of her shorts. Miraculous. Rob's got a great channel. I just saw your video, Rob, with the bear review, which was one of my favorite things when I went to Disney as a kid. I went to the bear review, or what was it? I keep wanting to say Berenstain Bears, but that the Country Bears. Thank you, the Country Bears. So Rob has all kinds of cool footage of some old Disney stuff. It's very, very cool. Oh, there we go. You subscribe to Denise. She's fantastic. You're gonna love her. You're gonna love her. She is an absolute sweetheart. And there's Zeph with the links, because Zeph is awesome. Zeph is awesome. Oh, thanks, Denise. You'll like Rob. He's a good dude. He's a very, very good dude. One of my favorite people from when I was growing up. Very, very super cool. Writing romance. Sandy, you got more to your name now. I like that. I like that. So here we go. Grace, you know what would be my favorite? Rob said he's just here to support you. My favorite would be going on the Pirates of the Caribbean when Johnny Depp decided to wander onto the set. That's something I would want to do. So super, super fun. So, all right. So Harry looks terrible. Did he get hair implants? Let's ask that. Let's do this. Did he get hair transplants? One card. Did he get them? No, he didn't. He did not get hair transplants. Did not do that. Not at all. Does he want to now? No, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have enough hair. I don't think he's a candidate for it. I don't think he is a candidate for it. Isn't that a shame? That's a shame. He was crying, Penny. Was the crying real? Was he really moved? Or was it just stress relief? This is the most interesting part of this spread right here. So yeah, he did cry, Cindy, right before they took him off. His voice broke. This is the most interesting part because I think he cried out of nostalgia for being home. I think that's what it was. I think it was in that moment that he realized how far he has gotten from home. I think he realizes how non-protected he is. So that is a real shame. That is a real shame. You know, Brooklyn Beckham's going to be right behind him. He is too far from home. So is he a threat? Was that you or was that Raven? Who's stupid?
Raven.
Oh, what'd she do?
Big ass.
I don't know. I don't know. Is Harry a current threat to the crown? Is he a current threat to the crown? He's mad. He wants to be back in. Is he doing anything that's going to hurt the king? No, he wants to be back in there. Is he doing anything that would hurt William? No, he wants to support him. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding. Is he doing anything that would hurt Meghan? No, he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. He is trying to pad everything for a soft life. That's what he's trying to do. It's become too much. The only thing he has is restoration of these relationships. That's the only option for survival that he has right now. The only one. He has to mend all of those bridges. Let's do a yellow brick road for him. Are you ready? Let's do yellow brick road for him. So the path. Chariot. He wants to stay right where he is. On the vert. Sorry, guys. I'm over here. The pressure is the anxiety. It's horrible to be out here and be a regular plebeian. The hidden hand. He needs more put in his hand. Oh my God, that's a great question, Yanks. Hang on. He needs more put in his hand. Public face. He wants people to know that he is not living his best life. Private goal. Wants to forget about what he did. And the likely pivot. He's going to come back in with apologies and sweetness. That's what we're going to see, guys. He's going to try and get a message. So, indulgent question. This is for me. Is he going to beg the king to take him back while he's in England? No. So I don't think that there is an open line of communication, but I think he is going to allow, the king allows some communication. So he will send over a nicety. So like a fruit basket, a hamper of sweets, some flowers. He'll send over something like that. I don't think it breaks the ice, though. Now, A. Boleyn. I did a reading that Meghan was going to be heading over there. Let's see if I can confirm it. Agree, Dragonfly. Agree. As long as there are current court cases, Charles isn't going to be face-to-face with him. So is Meghan going to come over to support this dude? You ready, guys? You ready? I feel like drum roll. We have one drummer in the house. Where is he when we need him?
He's sick.
All right.
He's sick. This is the one with lung.
That's a yes. That's a yes. Like Drop Dead Fred. Yeah. That's it. Rick Mile. Ah, we all love him. Is it Mail or Mile? Mail? Hansel? It's Rick Mail. Right, Greg?
That's probably how Americans would pronounce it. Probably a British is
I don't know. This is a yes. She's going to come over. Can we expect to see her for the weekend? No. Can we expect to see her tomorrow? That's a possibly. This is traveling. Traveling. Our wands are travelers. Our swords are travelers. 135 of you guys smash that like button and hit the react. Boop, 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 boop. The little hearts down in the corner. Just keep hitting it. Traveling tomorrow. In on Friday. In on Friday, guys. So I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to say she's traveling tomorrow. She's going to be in on Friday. Let's see. Let's see if that comes true. Let's see if it comes true. I'm working on snow for Dave Murphy's trip to New York. So trying to get that to come. I made a few phone calls. This is a good question. Is anyone going to get Harry the help he needs before he has a complete breakdown? Tough question, but a good question.
I think they want the drink. I think they're like, he's working. Just give it back to me.
Wow. No. The people that are currently surrounding him are not suitable, and they are sycophants and yes men. They're not, and women, yes men and women. They're not willing to say, dude, you're falling apart. Dude, you're a mess. Dude, you got to tighten up. That's one of the things about having good friends is when you get a little bit wiggly, they are going to say, you're a lot wiggly. We need to kind of put you back into place. You need to chill out. You need to get your act together. Tighten up was what we used to say in the 90s. You got to tighten up. You got to tighten up. My friend Dave is an amazing musician, amazing artist. He's in a band called Lethal Aggression. Dave Gutierrez. He's mad at me because I don't return his phone calls often enough. But he's saying, I'm scrambling, honey. What are you doing? I'm scrambling. And I'd be like, gotta tighten up, dude. You gotta tighten up. So, he was a punk rock star. So, he was allowed to be a little bit wiggly. But Humanaki, good question. So, French Connection Mama, how are you? It's good to have you over here. So, I think that's Francois, right? Francois, bonsoir. I think it is. So I think the problem is that the staffing that he has currently is not good for him. Oui. It is always good to see you, Francois. Very good to see you. I love seeing you, especially in those.
This is the problem again.
No. So he's surrounded by people that are just yesing him to death. No one is going to tell him that there's a problem. What does Megan think of this impending doom? Well, she's got her own problems. When he falls apart enough, she runs, in the other direction. Guys, I'm like super bundled up because it is so cold here right now. I've got fuzzy lounger, and then I've got my Snoop Dogg Dogtown shirt on. This is like a men's 3X, and it's the most comfortable thing I own. So bear with. I'm not a fashionista today. She runs when he gets mentally out of sorts, when he is anxious or irritated. She does jump in when he's angry and kind of gets on that a little bit, like that, having being angry about the behavior of something or some function is actually real good fuel for her. It helps her focus to have a mission, a thing to fix. So, and maybe that's something from her youth, having a project to work on. I mean, like the last thing anybody wants in their 40s or late 30s is a project boyfriend, but maybe this was a project that she thought she was going to fix. When he is dialed up and in anger mode, she relates to him much better than when he is in sad sack mode. The sad Harry is an annoying Harry. The angry Harry is one that she understands how to motivate and manipulate and mechanize with him. It's almost like they kind of come together. and attack a common enemy or a common source. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of help for him before he has a real breakdown. I just don't think that there is. Does Catherine see this breakdown coming? Is Catherine hyper aware of it? Yes. This is, I think, where Catherine really is like, he's unprotected. He's out there by himself. We could be a stabilizing effect. We could be a group. But I think the consensus is that is a risk exposure that is not worth the yield with the royal family. They really can't maneuver with that. They really can't. It's not, it's a fight that they don't want to get in, because at this point he's kind of lashing out. He's lashing out at, oh my goodness, I lost something. I lost one of my screens here. There we go. Let's put that back where it belongs. There we go. Sorry about that, kids. I lost my screen. I'm losing a lot of screens here. I got too many things going on my computer at the moment. But it's a shame. It's really, really, really a shame, because I think he is in a precarious state at the moment. I think Catherine does recognize that he is troubled, and I think the rest of the family is of the opinion that it's not worth us getting involved in this. It's just not worth us getting involved. We are going to get burned by that fire rather than be able to put the fire out. Oddly enough, Harry is like sucking up to all these firefighters now. It's so weird, right? So we'll just leave that right there. Let's see. So can Elton and the others win and Harry lose? I don't think so. Mostly sunny side up. I don't think so, but let's see if there's any facsimile of that. Elton, Harry. So I think, if we're talking about winning and losing in the general around the case, I think Elton has better resources to be able to weather that storm than Harry does. Harry's going to have to go into principal in order to pull money out. That's what he'll have to do, which is unfortunate. That's a difficulty. Having to go into the principal and dig into your pockets is not a good way to live. He's got to live off the interest and the money that he's making off his invested money. I do think he has invested money. So is Harry going to shave off his head soon? Shave off his hair. No, not his head. Not the whole head. Is he going to shave off his hair soon? Let's see. Well, that king is shaving. What is the holdup? I think the regret is that he doesn't have the ability to have a buzz cut anymore. I think that he wishes that he had more options with what his hair is doing at the moment. Because now it's really gone. Like, he has the friar tuck that his brother has, and William's wearing it well. Like, William's embracing it. So I think that's a great thing. William's just like, woohoo, let's run with this. We'll We'll make it look good. We'll make it look good. You know, and that's the thing. Like attitude does a lot. Like Telly Savalas. Like look at Telly Savalas. He walked in the room, shaved head. He was like a big dude. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis had to shave his head after a while. He was still hot stuff with the shaved head. You know, your attitude, your BDE is rolling in. So Sylvia, hang out just for a second. Oh boy. Sylvia's daughter, I don't know anything about the John O'Keefe case. I know I should have paid attention with Karen Reed and everybody. Just give me like a rundown. Give me some players in it, because otherwise I'm going to get like, it was a dude who's like this and that, the other thing, or a gal who's like this, that, and the other thing. So just give me like the main suspects, and I will run down and we'll do quick shots on it. So I don't think Harry's going to shave off his hair. I think he's regretting things in the past. So Abelin, he'll never get any from William. He even asked about sharing the Duchy of Cornwall. Well, I think that was Meghan's idea. Let's ask that question real quick. What if William handed over the Duchy of Cornwall? What if he split it like Meghan had wanted? What if he had split it? What if oh, hang on, kids. Sorry. What if William had agreed to split the Duchy of Cornwall? There's the split. Oh, it was a bad idea. I think initially it would have failed. We would have seen significant losses. They would have rectified it, and then I think they would have had to go back to the beginning. So that would have been, just a quick turnaround. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Who is going to do the oath to the king at William's coronation? Let's see. Who will do the oath to the king? I got one card. It's the moon. It's still undecided. So I'm presuming that it has to be like a full-fledged adult. Will it be George? No. For fun, will it be Louis? Quite possibly Louis. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be interesting to have George serving in another capacity during the coronation, and then Louis kind of gives the oath on the behalf of the children of the monarch. That would be interesting. What about Charlotte? Love that name, Charlotte. Yes, she is another contender. What about Edward? No, I don't think it's Edward. Has to be a duke. Okay. Louis is too young. All right. Well, we never know. We don't know. It could be in a few years. Right? I have ADHD. I can make a speech. No, I really can't. All right. So has to be a duke. So we got to know for Edward. Give me another duke. Oh, is it Harry? Grace, I gotcha. Is it Harry? Right now, with the energy in place, it says it's Harry. What do we have to do to get that? Oh, he has to He's got to give it all up. He's got to break his own heart. Come on home, travel back home. Never look back. Go into hiding. And then they can resurrect. There we go. We got it, guys. We got it. That's what it is. So right now, the energy that's in place, and remember, free will, things can change. Things can change. Free will. It is Harry who is going to do the oath to the king. Right now, that's who they would expect to do it. So I'm sorry, my ear is, I think my ear is bleeding. My ear is bleeding. That is very, very interesting. So, Abel Lynn, I always say this. Charles has 3 ways of thinking. He can think like a man, he can think like a father, or he can think like a king. There are 3 very different modes of thinking for him. So it's it's very unfortunate how he has to live. And Sasha, Howie can't prove any of his claims. Let's see if he can prove any of them. Is there anything that he can prove? Is there anything that he can prove? Is there anything that's going to stick? You know what's going to be provable? This is going to be shocking when it happens. What they are going to prove through this case, Anthony White is going to prove that the stories about Harry partying with his friends are true, and that the leaks are coming from, the calls are coming from inside the house. That is what's going to happen with this case. The only thing that they're going to be able to prove are the assertions that Anthony White is making, which are refuting the assertions of Harry, and specifically with Harry, specifically directed at Harry. They are going to find all of the plot holes here. They're going to find all of them, and they're going to exploit them. I do think that we're going to hear some conversations about Harry's partying lifestyle and how that kind of intel is really important for the crown. This is a prediction, future cast for me. They're going to hear about his partying lifestyle and how it actually was endangering the monarchy, not Harry. It's not the press that is a danger to Harry, but it is Harry that is a danger to the monarchy because of the partying that he was doing and the loose lips and the strange people that he was hanging out with. That's what we're going to find out about this. And that's going to be the zinger and justice for all moment. I think Harry should settle. I really think that Harry should settle. Get out of there. Is that bombshell coming? Is there a bombshell coming where Anthony White proves that Harry has been a danger to the royal family? This guy's done his homework, kids. This guy has done his homework. He's going to show that Harry has never been a player for the royal family, that he has always been an advantage taker of the royal family, of his privilege, that all of his efforts are manufactured by the support staff at the palace. And that if there was an ounce of goodness in him, I would be surprised. He is no Diana, Princess of Wales. He does not have a vested interest in uplifting people It is just a practiced habit between fun, between going surfing in a wave pool, going to Ibiza, going to anything fun. That is really he understands empathy like it's a role that he plays. He doesn't really feel it in his heart. Doesn't really feel it in his heart. That is shocking. Shocking. All he wants to do is go from party to party, and now he's going from crisis to crisis. All right, guys, we are going to start wrapping this up. I need Sylvia. Sylvia, give me some players in the John O'Keefe thing. I don't want to leave your question hanging. Come on, help me out. Excuse me. Is Madam off with a Saudi prince while H is crying for her? No, she is not. Where is she? Is she back in Montecito? No. Is she in Culver City? Where are my Sidley Twins fans at? She in Culver City? She's in the apartment in Culver City, guys. That's where she is. That 2-bedroom apartment in Culver City. She's got her bot farm in the next room. So no, she's not with the Saudi prince. Not yet. Not yet. What? This is a great question. Oh, hang on. There we go. Whoop. All right. What would Queen Elizabeth want Charles to do with Harry in this whole court case? What would Queen Elizabeth want Charles to do with Harry? What would she advise him to do? You ready? I feel like I should have a little purse with me. If it's too much to bear, let him go. Let him fly. Let him do as he will do. You have to trust that he will do the right thing for himself. To get involved would be to play into the hands of some gleeful enemies. So to get involved would start to Sylvia's daughter. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I'm bringing the fire. Yes, I am. I am Francois. So the 2 fake kids. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So Queen Elizabeth would hi Heidi. She would be very concerned that this would play into the hands of people that want ill for the royal family. Leave him out in the cold. Let him run out of money. I have always said this. Those of you that have been following me for years, I have always said that Queen Elizabeth had a plan B for Harry, and the plan B was to let him bankrupt himself. And then they can go in and extract him, and they don't have to worry about any kerfuffle over, paying this or paying off that or doing whatever. They'll have a lump sum. They're going to say, we have no money. He has no money. There's nothing left. We can't tap into the crown. We can't give you part of the Duchy of Cornwall. Sorry. This is what you get. This is a one and done offer. So I do think, Humanaki, good question. Good question. I'm going to get Sylvia's next, though. So she was an incredibly smart woman. Don't give him any money, and time will come for him to understand his transgressions. Always extend a happy hand and let him know the comforts of home. Remind him of the comforts of home. Eventually, he will turn his back on this world. So let me do. Let me jump over to Sylvia's question, because Sylvia paid up. Who killed John O'Keefe? So let's do some hot shots here. Hot shots. You ready? Hot shots. Everybody sit tight with your questions. All right. So all right. John was with Karen at the Waterfall, a local bar. They joined Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, Jen, and Matt McCabe. Brian Higgins invited John back to Brian Albert's house after the bar closed. Keep hitting the react button, guys. We got 165 people in here. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Brian Albert. Brian Albert. So Brian Albert looks like he's the top dude in this one. I don't know if that's why he got top billing in your list of names, but Brian Albert looks like he gets top billing. I'm going to put him over there. Colin Albert. You need another card with that. Colin Albert, I think, didn't like him. And I know nothing about this case, guys. I think it was a mistrial. I don't even know what happened. I know there's Karen Reed is in it. And I know the guy was a cop. So Colin Albert did not like him. I think Colin Albert is the one that kind of wanted him undone, if that makes sense. Yes, Greg. I think it was in Massachusetts. Brian Higgins. So from these cards so far, I'm going to say that Colin and Brian seem like they are the most likely to have actually done it. But that Brian Albert was the one who kind of managed the whole scene. So let's see about Jen McCabe. What about Jen McCabe? Colin had disagreements with John. Okay, so I'm onto something here. About Jen McCabe. Jen McCabe knows. Oh, she's a secret keeper. She knows exactly what happened. She kept things on the DL. She knew exactly what happened. So my money would be that Colin and Brian actually were the fascinators. You know what I'm saying? And that Jen knows the story, and Brian was the one. I don't know if Brian had experience in ID or detective department, but he would have understood how to kind of manipulate the scene so that they wouldn't get caught, which they didn't. So there's something to be said about that. Ooh, creepy stuff. A lot of people wanted me to read on that, the Karen Reed trial, and I just didn't have the bandwidth at the time when it was going on. So let's get back to Harry. This bozo. Yeah. So what do you think? Sylvia, how am I doing? Do you agree? Disagree? I really appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much. You are always very generous to me, my friend. So is Harry going to lose his title? Like today? Like if the king could yank it today, would he yank it today? The king is indifferent right now. What about William? William is waiting for him to do something that is indefensible. I mean, not that Spare wasn't, but William is waiting for him to do something a la Andrew, something that is so egregious that the whole world unites and goes, absolutely, he doesn't belong there anymore. Isn't this a beautiful glass? This is a beautiful glass. Beautiful glass. I don't know if it's a water glass or what. It's a gorgeous glass. So yeah. All right. So let's go on over here. If Harry divorces Meghan, will they let him back in? It would be conditional, very conditional. Guys, I think he is out on his bum right now. I think the only way they bring him back in is kind of like as a Theon Greyjoy after Ramsay Bolton had his hands on him for a little while. Boy, that was rough, right, Greg?
Eating the sausage in front of him was.
Yes, eating the sausage in front of him was pretty horrible. But I do think that if he comes back to the royal family, he comes back like a Theon Greyjoy. If you are not watching Game of Thrones or reading Song of Ice and Fire, if you haven't done either of those things, Theon Greyjoy in the hands of Ramsay Bolton was yeah, well, spoiler alert, right? But he cut bits of him off, like his toes,
couple of fingers,
and
his
legendary manhood.
Greatest joy.
Yes, was that what he said? His greatest joy?
His favorite toy.
His favorite toy, yes. Theon Greyjoy was quite the ladies' man. And so he lopped that off. So I think he comes back fairly damaged. I don't know if I can use that clip. So how much money do they owe Tyler Perry? You guys are loading me up with the questions. Thank you so much. How much money do they owe Tyler Perry? Heidi's like, Game of Thrones. I just started watching it again, Heidi. I put it on the other night. I was like going to sleep and I was like, I was trying to find Venture Brothers season 2 and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I could find season 1 and I could find the last movie that they made, the Venture Brothers movie.
I have them all on Prime.
I couldn't find them. I was looking all over the place. I couldn't find them. So I was like, just watch Game of Thrones. So I put on I dropped into like a random season and it was great. I was like, this is such a good movie. That's such a good series. Bless you. And I've abandoned Breaking Bad for a little bit. My friend passed away in the middle of one of my girlfriends passed away in the middle of December. And so I wanted to step away from Breaking Bad. I just needed calm. You know, I was watching fun stuff. I was watching comedians and things like that, trying to keep myself from being too blue. But all right. So how much money do they owe Tyler Perry? I saw somebody said 7 million plus. Let's start with, do they owe any money to Tyler Perry? Did they borrow money from Tyler Perry? So I don't think that Tyler Perry gave them money as like a personal loan. I think Tyler Perry invested in them and invested in their establishment in the United States. What has happened is Tyler Perry is considering it a poor investment. And I believe he walked away from them. I don't think they abandoned him when all these crazy charges came up with that dude. I think he took his leave of them much earlier than that. So the idea that Harry and Meghan have distanced themselves after charges were leveled against Tyler Perry, I think are not correct. I think he considered it a bad investment at one point. Was it after the Oprah thing? No, maybe after the Oprah thing, he was still in with them. Was it after the details of it were refuted? Yes, that was when he absolved himself of the Harry and Meghan experience. Let me just adjust myself. My disc is starting to hurt. I had to miss my therapy session because Angus was sick. I had to take him to the doctor. So I think after he realized that there was a lot of detail and a lot of refuting of their truth, I think that was when he said, I gotta walk from this. And whatever money he had on the table, he left. He left. Oh, Elaine, you're rewatching Game of Thrones too. Very nice. Very nice. So Chelsea Davies, the one that got away. Good for her. Chelsea Davies was brought up quite a bit today in court. Harry blames the press on the demise of their relationship. I do not. I think he was a difficult person to live with. I don't mean they lived together, but I think he was hard to live with. How does Chelsea feel about being dragged into this nonsense? She's of two minds. So I think that Chelsea is a monarchist. I do think that she has a great deal of faith in the monarch. And I don't think that she will have an opinion or have a problem with being mentioned in this particular courtroom. I don't think she's going to react to it. I don't think she's going to make a fuss about it. She's of two minds. She has her own life. She is completely separate from this situation. It's almost like she has it's like another lifetime. When I think back to my years at college, it feels like a lifetime ago. It was so long ago. It feels so foreign to me. I'm very much different from the 21-year-old I was. We all grow up. We're all very different. I'm very different from the 35-year-old who, was having kids. So I think Chelsea has another path and she's living it and she's stoked about it. I don't think she is really worried about being mentioned. She's unfortunately always going to be associated with him because everyone considers her the gal that got away. What would have happened if they stayed together? If Harry and Chelsea stayed together, how would she feel right now? If they stayed together, they got married, they tra-la-la, went off into the distance, how would she be doing right now? There would be a lot of conflict. And it wouldn't be a good rooted existence. I don't think she would have wanted to have children. I think anxiety would have been through the roof. I think there would have been this recklessness and this impetuousness on his part. And I think she would have been brokenhearted almost to the extreme. I think it would have been a very, very difficult marriage. No good cards here, guys. None of them. The Fool and the Empress are good cards, but when they're in reverse, this is her going, he's got mommy issues. I can't have a kid with this guy. What's the point of being here? This would have ended in divorce. It would have ended in chaotic divorce here. She never would have felt the comfort and groundedness that one should feel when you get married, that one should feel when you are engaging with a partner for life. You should feel that someone is walking at least in time with you, if not in lockstep. And none of that would have happened in that relationship. He always would have been functioning. I do think he would have been functioning as a teenager forever because she would have been the adult in the room. So bullet dodged. Good for you, Chelsea. Good for you. I don't think that he would have grown up. Exactly, Elaine. She is living her best life. I don't think that she really wanted all of the pomp and circumstance and all that. I don't think she wanted that. Dave, how was your meeting? How was your meeting, dude? So, all right. Does Harry have a nasty temper? That is what we want to know. Does Harry have a nasty temper? We're going to finish this up at the 2-hour mark. Justice, imprisoning me. Judgment. Ooh, that's a heavy thing. He's judgmental. He's really judgmental. And he looks to triangulate. He has a flary temper. He has a temper that flares up and flares down. So he is easy to rile up, not so easy to cool down, though. He simmers, he broods, he plots to get revenge. And that's one of the things with this justice and judgment. When we get that, sometimes we get an overzealous judge and jury in that kind of combination. With the cups up here, this ace of cups and the sword in reverse, both of these aces are in reverse. Our aces are beginnings, but they're pure beginnings. They are beginnings that are founded in the essence of the oh my goodness, Dave, constitutional crisis. Holy crap. They're founded in the essence of the suit. So swords are intellectual thinking processes. So this means that his rage and his fury at people is founded in incomplete or inaccurate facts. And up here, the emotion eclipses what the appropriate level of response is. The emotion just dials up. And he does smolder and he does plot to take people over, he does not, he'd be a terrible king. He'd be a very vengeful king if he ever were to get on the throne. But down here, he has a lot of other people do his bidding with this 3 of wands there. So bad temper, I'm going to say, yes, I do think that he goes above and beyond what he is supposed to do for the given situation. Too sweet. This is good to see you. Since you're live, I wanted to get an update. I did a quick reading for me a long time ago, and as a result of a lawsuit I filed, you were dead on. Woo! Psychic score. All right, let me do psychic score. Ready? Barney, this is for you. Psychic score. It is always nice to get a psychic score when somebody tells me that that I got it right. So I appreciate that. That was awesome. I'm so glad. I hope not what you wanted, but enough. Fantastic. That is a good thing. So I'm glad it worked out for you. It worked out for me. I gave you the hope and got you through some extra confidence. Fantastic. That's what I do, guys. That's really what my job is. I'm about feeding the emotions that kind of get you through stuff like that. I can kind of see around the corners where sometimes you can't. So if you guys ever want to get a private reading with me, there's a Calendly link. There's also Hipsy link. I'm available on both all of the time. So I am always here. Barney, I've given you some good readings too. So Grace, well, I can drop. Got a couple of different links here. Let me. It's so funny is like no one is using my Calendly link now. Everyone's coming over to Hipsy. All right, so copy, and I've got a couple of reading specials going on right now. On Calendly, I've got a really cool reading special for tarot and numerology. Sorry, I'm getting kind of tired here. Tarot and numerology. And then on Hipsy, I also have another tarot and numerology, but it's a recorded reading. But you can also schedule meetings with me. There are a number of discounts on Hipsy right now. And I'm also trying to hit a goal in the next 5 days. So if you guys can get me over that goal, that would be fantastic. So Hipsy is preferred for this week. And then, if you have to use the Calendly link, you can use that. But Hipsy, I'm doing really well with them. So thank you so much. It's great. I'm so glad. Too sweet. What about the 2 fake kids? Oof, 2 fake kids. It's Archie. A little bit. I do think that Archie is in the family home. So is it the Montecito house? I think Archie is in. Oh, is TT here? Twisted Tiara? Is she here? Oh, hi, sweetie pie. Hi, honey. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad. I know you're up late, but I hope you're getting some rest. My heart goes out to you, sweetie. Not an easy day for you. So Archie, I think, is in the family home. There's something weird about that. And Lily's easy. She is an easy kid. We all have these kinds of kids where you just kind of set them on the ground and they just kind of walk along with you. Lily's an easier kid. She's not as boisterous as Archie. Archie is a boy. And she's much easier. She's not quite. She does kind of cackle and giggle, and I think she's with Doria more so than not. Like I think Doria takes her on because she's easy. She's an easy child. She's not mellow, but she's easier. And I'm not saying that Archie has anything wrong with him or anything like that. But I think that Lily is more compliant. How about that? More compliant. So I did read on Doria the other day, and I got that she was inland, possibly in another state. I don't know if I said Utah or, but it felt like she was more near a lake, and more near scrubby kind of land stuff, like not California, not California. You turn the faucets off and the whole thing turns into a desert, but not as green. It felt like more kind of felt like Arizona, but I don't know if it was Arizona. I didn't do like a really comprehensive remote view on it. So, I saw her. She was like, it's like this artist retreat or something. So, perhaps she's back. We just saw her the other day. She was allegedly over there hanging out, in the pool. I don't know if she was, but so the two fake kids. Yeah. This question I love. So we already did what would Queen Elizabeth tell King Charles to do? What would Prince Philip want Charles to do? And this is in respect to the Harry situation. Cut him off. Cut him off. It's right there. Cut him off. Let him be anxious in his failure to succeed. Let him go do it. Get the book, the Mel Robbins book. Let them. Leave him out there to figure out his own mess. That is what Prince Philip would do. That's what he would say. And don't let him back in, and don't give him any grace moving forward. Prince Philip, I think, has a much more definitive attitude, whereas Queen Elizabeth left kind of a trail of breadcrumbs for Harry to come back. Prince Philip says, throw a rock at him. What did he say after the wedding? Thank F, it's over. So there's no way back. He's Prince Philip. His attitude is, he had a choice. He had a choice. He could stay in the family. He chose to change direction, and there's no changing him back. We don't want him back. We don't want him transformed, because we're getting the worst bits of him as in this transformation. We're not going to get anything better. We're going to get something worse. I think, what does Prince Philip think is going to be magnified? His greed will be magnified, and his bad temper will be magnified. And that's something that they don't want back in the royal family. They don't need someone acting like an American, and that's Prince Philip. We don't need anyone acting like an American. No, I don't like him. I hate the idea of him coming back. I hate the idea of welcoming him. We don't need the diversity. I'm sorry. We don't need the diversity. We don't need it. We don't need Americans in the royal family. Prince Philip telling us like it is. All right, guys, I am going to start to wrap it up. Let me see. What is Meghan's next move? Hang on, we got to give these a real good shuffle. What is Meghan's next move after Harry crying in court today? What is her next move? We're looking for the sympathy vote now. We're looking for the sympathy PR. Do not be surprised if we get press release, leaked information that the kids have the flu, they've got diverticulitis, they've got something crazy. We're going to find out that the kids really need a village. They really need a village because one of them is terribly sick. One of them is just awful. They need their dad, their paw. They need their paw and their maw and their meemaw. They've got gingivitis. Exactly, Grace. So I think we're going to hear, and I'm not saying like, something serious is going to be wrong. It's going to be like they have the flu. They've got, something, something that's going to make people feel sorry. Again, it's, pity party after pity party for them. Feel bad for us because we can't, just have a normal thing. We can't just have a normal existence where the kids have a cold and we get on with it. I mean, look at me. Like my kid's upstairs sick with an upper respiratory and I'm like, whatever, I'm down here. I actually was like that, but he's 17, he's almost 18. Whatever. Like I used to gush all over him and he doesn't like it. So not going to keep doing that. My bratty son. So wait until he gets the flu when he's at college. He'll be calling mommy, Mom, can you come get me? I need Tylenol. So, I think her next move is going to be poor judgment, lack of balance. And I think she's going to posture as a really great mother because she's over there being a single mom, taking care of the kids while daddy's away fighting dragons. So that's basically what we're going to do. So I know diverticulitis is not a kid's disease, but she's going to say like, the kids are sick. Something's going on. They have strep. They've got hoof and mouth. Or what is that? Hand and foot? What is it called? No, that's a massage place. Hoof and mouth disease. They're going to have something, something that's, just palatable enough. So, there it is. That's her next move. Her next move is going to be sympathy vote. She's going to use the kids. She's going to say that they're not well. Something's really sad. The flu is rampant here in the United States, so we may hear that. So there we go. That's what I think she's going to do. I'm pounding on my table here. All right, let me scroll through. Dave, is that like legit? Is Oprah really going to do an interview with him? Is that a fact? I will eat my hat. I will eat my hat if she does that. Is Oprah. Okay. I missed the is. Does Oprah want the Brooklyn Beckham interview? Oh my God, she could do it in the same exact place. Wouldn't that be awesome if she like literally did it at the same house? No. She's looking back and no, it was a bad idea to do Harry and Meghan. And she has no problem telling anybody that. She's got no problem. Oprah's got no problem with it. So no, it's a big no, even if they asked. Barney, we're gonna veer off. We're gonna veer off. Hand to mouth. Thank you, Mustard. So is the United States going to get Greenland? Are we going to make a deal with Denmark so we can get a piece of Greenland? Because, it's a nice piece of property. It's a nice piece of property. We're reading on the energy right now. Donald Trump. Are we going to get a little bit of Greenland in our pocket? I like green stuff. I like gold stuff too, but I like the green stuff. It's a very strategic place, that Greenland. I know Starmer is saying he's going to start a war over it, but I want Greenland. It belongs to me. All I think about is Greenland. I dream about Greenland. Is Greenland going to become a United States property, a property of Donald J. Trump? It's going to go down in history. No, we're not getting it. Not yet. Energy in place right now. We're not going to get it. Why not? Because Greenland don't want to go. Greenland don't want to go. So, is there a workaround on this one? There's a partnership. The partnership, I think, is what he really should invest his time in, Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump should be investing in the partnerships and the relationships that he can build across the miles with Greenland and Denmark. Beautiful people there. People of Greenland, they love Donald Trump. They love him. But I think that he needs to create a working relationship with them and stop asking for it. Good night, TT. Good night, sweetie. Get some sleep, honey. So I do think that this is going to be a no-go. There are too many countries that are kind of jumping in and getting involved. So I think he's going to realize that the negotiation's going nowhere. He's not going to be able to get it. And Starmer said he was going to send troops. Like really get stupid, so stupid. Donald J. Trump may turn his eye on that British island. He may decide that I want that island. I got some golf courses there. I've already got a foot in there. Maybe I'm going to do that. So what about Gaza? Donald J. Trump. Bonne nuit, Francois. Bonne nuit. So Donald J. Trump was talking about turning Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. It's a beautiful piece of property. Terrible state. Beautiful piece of property. I can't stop talking like Donald Trump now. Is he going to get Gaza? Is he going to turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East? Nah, not yet. There's too much stuff going on there. Absolutely not. Gaza's not going to turn into the Riviera of the Middle East anytime soon. It's not going to do it. Too much conflict. Too much conflict. What has to happen before that happens? What has to happen before that happens? Boom, shakalaka. I don't think Trump really wants to invest in that at the moment. There's something that changed over there. He really doesn't want to invest in Gaza today. I think he is looking more to this side of the hemisphere, or on this hemisphere. I think he's trying to clean up our neighborhood before he starts branching out to another location. So, that's all I got to say about that. All right, let me see. Landman. Yes, everyone is telling me to watch Landman, and I do like Billy Bob Thornton. French fried potatoes. Will Harry have any more children? Yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. So we'll do some quick hits on these last few questions. Did William really push Harold down on the dog bowl? Yes, he shoved him away from him. And I know TT left, but guys, TT's a good person. I'm glad that she was able to see her dad to the door, and always a tough moment for us, So we're gonna do one last before I go, I want to thank everybody in this community for being really supportive of TT. The last few lives I've done, I've said, just give her a little bit of love, and everybody gave of themselves. When you drop an emoji in the chat, I know it sounds stupid, but you really are putting something out there for our friends, especially our friends that are in need. I try and make a joke and do the funny Donald Trump voice and the funny Harry voices, but sometimes we really, really, really need the kindness of strangers, not to quote Blanche Dubois, but sometimes we really need the kindness of strangers. And some people come to social media for that support. And some people come to social media and find that support. And I have such a lovely community, all of you that are in here. I really do. And I'm very proud of this community because everybody is just really nice. Like we don't have anybody in here who's, kind of icky or weird. I mean, we're all a little weird, like, to be sure. But nobody's cantankerous or difficult. We're all kind of in this together, and the whole point of what I do here is we're trying to find solutions using an alternate method, find alternate routes for people to find success and happiness. And whether that's in love or your business or your next job or your next piece of content that you're going to do on your channel, I'm really grateful that you guys are all super, super nice, and you're very gentle with each other, and you take care of each other. So it's super nice. So I am very, very happy to have all of you here. I'm glad I gathered all of you here, dearly beloved. We have gathered today to get to this thing that we call life. So, oh, Karen, that's really, let me get emotional. It's I never thought I would have 8,000 people hanging out, following me, seeing what I wanted to say next. Yeah, that, we rarely do have trolls in here. I don't throw that vibe out. I don't want that vibe in here. I don't have any time for it. Even with all the, sometimes I get in the muck. Sometimes I wander into corners of the internet that I shouldn't. And I just don't want it here, and you guys are the ones that hold the door there. Speaking of Game of Thrones, hold the door, you guys kind of hold the door and you set the pace. And if somebody comes in acting up, the mods are fantastic. I've got a really, really spectacular mod team, and you guys are, very, very special, and I appreciate it. So thank you for caring for my friend TT when she needed it, and thank you for caring for each other. I just really, really appreciate it. Oh, Dragonfly, you saw me on Fiona. I love Fiona. Fiona she is probably one of the most clever people I have ever had the privilege of getting to know. And I watch her sometimes and I see her doing these things. I'm like, she is so smart. And just, some people are smart and some people are clever. And I put her in the clever category because I just love the way her brain works. And I think that's why she can do all that DIY stuff, because I don't have really good spatial reasoning. Like I can't turn something around. Like when I do Legos, like I get confused and like you'll see me, I'm like turning my head upside down. I'm like doing all kinds of weird postures. But I think she has really good spatial reasoning. And I mean, that extends to like beyond mechanics and things like that. So, but I think that's why, like, I just like could watch her work on that boat all day long. If I ever won the lottery, I'd hand her a bunch of money and be like, do stuff on the boat. Like, I just want to watch that. That would be like my OnlyFans. I'd be like, Fiona, here, just do things to the boat. That's such a weird fetish. But no, I love boats and I love being a sea. But no, Fiona is fantastic. She's fantastic. I am a big fan and big supporter of hers. I always will be. I think she's a terrific person. I cannot wait for Lady Faith to get married. And I already told her, I was like, we're crashing it. We're coming. We're crashing the wedding. Like, I don't even care what you have to say about it. Thank you for dropping her link, Dave. Anybody, if you're not subscribed to Fiona, get over there. Give her a sub. She does bill herself as a Megxit channel. So it's relevant to this live. Because I said to her, I was like, what kind of channel are you? Are you like, what are you? I go, I'm not Megxit. You're not Megxit. She goes, I'm Megxit. I was like, you are? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. All right. You're Megxit then. So yeah. Samantha, we'll just send her a bunch of money and then you and I will fly down there and like charter a boat right in the next slip. We'll just be like, hey, we're having some wine, neighbor. Got any Grey Poupon? So, Humanaki. All right, dude. I will see you later. So, so Dragonfly, you'll find out. Denise and I have a very funny origin story. Denise and I haven't done it. I actually should have Denise on for a live and we can talk about our origin story because it's pretty funny. We hated each other. She thought I was a terrible person and she said some bad things about me. And I thought she was a terrible person because she said stuff about me. We got into like a little fight and it was crazy. And then we didn't. And then we worked it out, like, and that's kind of the thing. It was a misunderstanding on both of our parts. So, we all worked it out. We all worked it out in the end. So, I'm at the end of my questions too, guys. So I think we're going to call it a night. I think we'll call it a night. This was fun. So, I'm thinking I need to do nighttime lives because this was pretty cool. Elaine, we actually live right near the coast. And my dad, he built boats when he retired. He built boats over in Holland and then chartered them out. And so, great big boats, like over 100-foot boats. And, so my dad has always loved being a sea, as do I. But I would never buy one because they just cost too much money. I have zero mechanical skills. Greg has some mechanical skills, but I think he would rather be on the boat and hang out. One of our friends actually has one of those leisure boat subscriptions. So he just got it last year. So we went out on the boats with him a few times and you just like set it up and say, hey, I'm going to take out one of these boats and then you go and it's all gassed up and at the dock and ready to go. And you hop on with your food and you tra-la-la into the sea and then you come back and they clean it up and do all the heavy lifting and just kind of grab the boat. It's actually pretty cool. Out of my price range until I get like 100,000 subscribers. And then, maybe I will get a Freedom Boat membership. I'll be one of their ambassadors for that too. All right, guys. I think I'm going to have to do more nighttime lives. This was pretty cool. We got a lot of people in here. There are a lot of people watching. So I'm thinking nighttime lives are going to be it. So my schedule this week kind of was like confetti. I threw it up in the air. It was a complete mess because Ella went back to school and Angus got sick and now it's Wednesday and I'm doing a live at 10 o'clock at night. So I'll work on my schedule. Dave Murphy, I'm going to talk to you about my schedule. So everybody, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned because I'm supposed to do a live tomorrow and maybe I'll do it a little bit later in the day so we can get the sleepyheads in the United Kingdom as they're going to sleep and then pick up everybody else as they're coming home from work and getting settled for the night and watching some crazy stuff. But if you're watching this on the replay and you have any questions about Harry, drop them in the comments, all in bold. I will not think that you're yelling at me. Put it all in caps. It'll highlight it so that I can see it. But thank you, everybody, for being generous and taking care of me. I so much appreciate your memberships, your subscribership, your likes, your comments. It all helps build momentum for me. So as always, if you need a reading, links in the description. I've got a few more days before I will hit my quota. Well, it's not a quota. I'm trying to get a bonus on Hipsy. So I'm just a little bit away. I can actually tell you guys how far I am away from my bonus. I am $43.39 away from my bonus. So that is on Hipsy. So $43 and what did I say? 39 cents. There you go. There's the link to it. I have 6 days and 5 hours I can still get another $600 in bonuses. But I am $43.39 away from one more bonus. So if you guys want readings, go on over there, book them. I will see you guys in the future. Bye for now.